I'm Brad. I'm not saying it, you say it. And again, welcome back to the art of riding slow. Steps. What am I talking about steps? Well, again, we're going back to that arduous hour or two worth of 10 to 15% grade climb, and in the bench cut that you've been on, there may be erosion, or when they cut the benchmark, there may be a root, a rock, a log buried in it. Soil fills up from the top side, and it forms kind of a step. And as I look at this, does it kind of remind you of something that we've talked about before, such as my little log roll drawing? Take this and tip it up. So with a log roll, the whole thing was keep your crank arms level at the top by using the appropriate gear. In most cases, I see something as far as a step, I automatically grab third just to try to keep from having the pedal strike. Stay seated. Let the bike pop you out of the saddle a little bit, that's fine. But remember to maintain a nice degree of traction on your rear tire. Maintain a smooth, constant pressure across that so you can continue to climb, continue to pedal. As you run into a step, it's actually more critical to get this technique correct, because a pedal strike or a slip of the tire when you're on 10 or 15% grade, that's that much more likely to stop you and just tip over. So, first step we're going to look at turned out to be kind of a pop quiz for my buddies. I kind of forgot to give them this little speech before we went into it. I just set up a camera and they followed me up the step. So, if you watch our feet. Now, Mike is the one guy that automatically grabs second gear. I'm taking it in third gear. The step works out just fine, but then I'm pulling third gear on a 15% grade after the step. Kind of difficult. If I look at everybody's technique across the entire thing, I actually like Mike's the best. Just because he has to work the step a little bit, but then he's got low enough of a gear that he can pull that last bit of a hill. There's two different failures in all the steps that I have. One is one of my buddies. He happens to have a right pedal strike, loses traction, and he's done. It's not the pedal strike that knocks him over. I have one myself on another particular step, and again, it's actually not the pedal strike itself that causes me to tip over, but it's the fact that it lifts my rear tire all the way from the bottom of the step to the top and stalls me out, and then I just spin as the tire comes down on top of it. Stall out, tip over, game over. So as you go through and you watch these, watch our feet, watch the timing of how they're coming down, where they're coming down on these roots, logs, etc. And notice the timing of what gear you're in and what your feet are doing. And if you have that pedal strike, it's gonna stop you. Technique's not perfect, but you know, it's something that's worth considering when you're climbing this stuff. If you think you might have a pedal strike in there, grab an appropriate gear and try to roll over it. Hopefully it's something that you can get back down into first gear and go about your merry way, because the odds are you're on something that's too steep to try to be climbing in third or fourth gear. Watch our butts in the saddle. Mine's easiest with my bright yellow saddle, but you know, watch our butts just come up out of the saddle just a little bit and try to maintain that pressure on the rear tire. So let's go ride, let's have fun. So I'm gonna grab third gear just to avoid the pedal strike on this. And there you have it. For some reason. Just that little hesitation trying to keep away from the pedal strike. And I'm not sure we need to comment on that one. It is. Try third, Steve. Yay. Oh no, you can fail once you're off camera. I'm gonna do again, third gear. Fourth is probably better, but I don't have the power to crank fourth on this thing, so I'm gonna do that. And voila. So this isn't exactly the kind of step up that I had in mind. This does show, similarly to a log roll, just keeping that pedal strike from happening by being in the right gear and timing it right. That felt pretty smooth. Yet my butt came out of the saddle a bit. Thanks to all the bushes being in the way of my turnaround, I get a nice short start. The dog insists on being in my way. Easy peasy. One more time for good measure. Nice controlled rear end. Maintain traction. Got a bunch of hop and stall and stop in the middle of it. Kind of happy horse shit. So like I've been saying, I typically like to use third gear on these. So shift 2 gears. Time it right. And you don't get the pedal strike. I did get both those roots right about at my wheelbase, so that made it a little more difficult. Again, I'm gonna grab 2 gears and approach this thing. Get a little bit better line. Got a pedal strike anyway. Alright, I'm an idiot. It's fine. So, happen to be in third gear already. Try to time it better. And a fail. Notice that was because of my pedal strike. Apparently, not as good at avoiding the pedal strikes as I thought I was. If I don't try to time it correctly. Okay, that was all sorts of goofy, but no pedal strikes, and I got up it.